I wonder your take on this, Jim. How does it affect the Mets' need here, the trade deadline coming up? Just a little bit more than 2 weeks. How do you think that plays into all of this?
You know, I think during this entire stretch when Senga went down, we saw some inconsistency in the offense, too. You know, they averaged about a little under 4 runs a game, three and a quarter runs per game. But I think more the kind of inconsistency. I think 18 of the 25 games that when Senga was out, they scored 4 runs or fewer. And that, to me, was a significant showing because of the fact that I think the bottom part of the lineup in particular is really not done an awful lot, you know, when it comes to consistency. And you're waiting for Winker to come back, and you're waiting for Vientos to come back and swing the bat well, and hopefully Alvarez. Well, I think we're beyond that part. We're at the deadline now. I think David Stearns needs to make a trade. Here are some names that are going to be available, likely available. Now, Jarren Duran's a guy that may or may not be available. They have an outfield glut there in Boston, and they're in the thick of things, but they're looking for a major league talent back. So, you know, we'll see on that. But just playing the Orioles, you saw the Orioles, you know, just the last couple of days. Mullins and O'Hearn certainly are guys. And Mullins would be an upgrade, I think, center field-wise. On the offensive side, O'Hearn would be at the DH spot, and he can play some outfield. So I think those two guys I would look at. Carlos Santana is a guy that could come over here as a DH, and he does have some power. He's a little bit older, not having the same type of numbers as those other guys. But I think to the point on this is they really needed an offensive piece in addition to Winker. And if he's going to be uncertain on when he comes back, now they might need 2 guys to add to that lineup. And, you know, I think that, you know, certainly there'll be other names that will come out, but those are the ones that are being mentioned most recently just because of the struggles of the Orioles.
You know, one of the things you talk about is the fact that the lineup has just not been consistently deep. Mark Vientos hasn't gotten it going. Alvarez down in the minors. Those are 2 big bats they were counting on. Do you continue to wait, or is it time, as you say, they've got to go out and David Stearns got to go out and do something, if not more than one player, another bat as well?
Yeah, I think it's hard when you get to this point to wait any longer. You know, if they come through and they figure some things out and Vientos makes, you know, the adjustment and is more like he was last year in the second half in the postseason, terrific. Or Winker comes back at some point, all right, that's another addition that you're maybe not expecting. But I think we've seen enough of this offense, inconsistent offense now, where you got to go outside and get them, get somebody just in case those guys don't figure it out. And now you're looking like you're short.